It's August of 2024, and we're in New Mexico's Galisteo Basin, a low-lying area between the southern tip of the Rocky Mountains to the north, where the Sangre de Cristo Mountains terminate at Santa Fe, and to the south, the Sandia Mountains that were uplifted by a tear in the earth known as the Rio Grande Rift. Inside this basin has been a time capsule of sorts that has now seen its last days. The final automatic block signaled portion of the New Mexico Department of Transportation's Albuquerque subdivision. Part of the railroad today operated from the state's commuter railroad known as the Rail Runner. While over the last 2 decades, much of the Rail Runner has been converted from this archaic signal system to modern centralized traffic control. The portion from Madrid, where the commuter scoots charge up one of the steepest grades in America, up the imposing La Bajada escarpment to the sleepy village of Lamy, this 22-mile stretch of steel highway has been hiding some of the last remaining operating semaphore signals on the National Railroad network, until now. On the 16th night of August 2024, these icons of the Santa Fe Railway were taken out of service, concluding a near century of guarding these rails. These sentinels that were built by the Union Switch and Signal Company of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. While most of these between Hahn, the beginning of double track in Albuquerque, and Madrid were removed between 2006 and 2010, these 5 remained until this section of line became CTC on the 17th of August, 2024. While it's easy to lament their demise, the change brought upon this piece of railroad ensures the continuation of long-distance Amtrak trains on this vital cross-continental corridor. It allows for more reliable operation, with modern signals that can be repaired easily without having to resort to custom-built parts for the long-ago discontinued signals that disappeared from the catalogs in World War II. This piece of railroad, unable to reach its namesake Santa Fe due to the imposing La Bajada, and forsaken by today's freight-only Belen cutoff, was also home to some of the last remaining overlap signals in the country, instead of the absolute permissive block-style ABS signals that still permeate much of the non-CTC but signaled stretches of railroad in this country, including the Santa Fe's Glorieta and Raton subdivision, of which the latter still has semaphores in daily service. Today we'll watch the final few Amtrak trains, number 3 and number 4, the Southwest Chief, pass by these icons, all the way up until the final one on August 16th. We start in 2021, when the brand new line-side signals first appeared, over 3 years before they would finally be activated, catching train number 3, the westbound Southwest Chief, on the 2nd of April as it rolls past signal 8461. Later, we catch Train 3 again in August of the same year, just over the next hill at eastbound governing signal 846. Heading forward to 2024, the last days of the semaphores are near, and Train 3 is making its way at restricted speed. The last few years of operation of these semaphores were wrought with many delays caused by the signal system in its old age, with numerous trains delayed by signals displaying the most restrictive. And on the 2nd of August, 2024, we catch Train 3 hung up by one of these failures, finally reaching a clear indication at signal 8501, where it can finally accelerate to track speed for the first time in miles. By the 14th of August, with the Semaphores down to 48 hours until their deactivation, we're at signal 8402, where number 3 heads down the steep grade between Lamy and the former sighting of Kennedy, the location of the flyover that took the long-abandoned New Mexico Central over the main line of the AT&SF. Signal 840 was the furthest east of the state-owned Semaphores. And sadly, due to our own mistake, we weren't recording film for the train coming at us as we were chatting with the signal crew preparing for cutover. The next day, we catch number 3 once again, this time at signal 8502, the signal closest to Cerrillos and the eastern end of the NMRX CTC at CP Madrid, some 7 miles to the west. Finally, on the 16th of August, the final day has come, when we catch number 4 as it begins to charge up the extremely steep grade from the Galisteo Basin towards Lamy and Glorieta Pass. And with train number 4 making its way towards Lamy, signal 8472 displayed clear to give a highball for the next eastbound train, one that would never arrive. We leave milepost 847 for a brief time to head into the city different, to allow time to pass while monsoon storms whip upwards on the horizon, and wait for train number 3 to arrive, as it was delayed by freights and track work to the east. And so, the sun has finally set on these icons of the Santa Fe Railway. With our services complete and replacements ready, these sentinels would be removed from their bases and hauled away by the next day towards their future homes. Hey guys, you've reached the end of the video, but that doesn't mean you can't stop watching for more content. Make sure you click like and subscribe, and check out for more of this extra content in some of these other boxes. I'm Big Deal. Thanks for watching.